So what we have here is me or you
Yeah.
not really knowing which one of us is going to speak first, because one of us
Well,
is very happy.
one of us is.
Very
Yeah.
happy.
Yes, one of us is very happy.
The other one is a little cross.
Well,
and
you say I'm happy. I'm not particularly happy. I'm like, I don't know what, I'm lost for words. That's literally what I am.
I do this thing when I'm nervous or cross or scared, which is when I giggle. And a lot of people take it that I'm not taking things seriously, which, to be fair, I don't most things anyway. So it tends to sort of, just be the way I deal with things is by giggling. But what have we just witnessed there, Huge? What have we just seen?
Well, I mean, an unbelievable chase from Sri Lanka, right? So, Netherlands scored 262.
Yeah.
They were.
That is the closest game
position.
of the World Cup so far. I'm not going to say I called
It
today.
Is. Yeah.
But I did call today.
Yes, you did. I mean, let's pull the plaster off in the most, in the best possible way. Your number 10 scored 43 not out, which is your top scorer. Your second top scorer is your number 9, who scored 35. And then the rest was just a shambles.
I think that is the one word that probably sums England's performance up. There are other words, but
which we would not like to mention today because we would have to be doing a lot of sorry Tims.
I'd quite like to mention them, but I'm going to try and refrain from it because I'll give, first of all, credit where credit's due. After the cock got out, which we said yesterday, if we can get the cock early, then we're in business. But then Van der Dussen and Reza Hendricks, played ridiculously well to negate the swinging ball early doors, navigated that. And this is what I sound like I'm going to be a bloke saying I told you so constantly during this next 12 to 14, maybe an hour and a half. But we saw what happened there was they gave themselves a chance to get in against the swinging ball. They've then gone on and yes, those two guys on their own didn't necessarily score that quickly. They both scored a damn sight better than a run of ball. I think Van der Dussen might be just under, but Reza Hendricks ended up 62 off 50 balls or whatever it was. Van der Dussen 50 off 51 or whatever it was.
60 off 61 and 85 off 75,
Yeah, so you take that, and then what that then has done is allow their middle order, which we know is very powerful, to come in. But even then, they got themselves in. Klassen, has got 100 and plenty off 65 balls or whatever.
67, yeah.
But he was at about a run a ball for his first 20. And then he's gone nuts. Jansen's just come in and smashed it. But you can do that when you've got that kind of situation. But
well, not necessarily. I was watching when he was 34 or 32. So even then, he was still nerdling the ball. He ended up on 75 red or 42.
Yeah.
But that means that his next 10 balls went for 30.
Yeah,
which is what you want to do. So I totally get where you're going, though. You're saying that so the South Africans gave themselves an opportunity to get themselves in, where I don't think England tried to do that.
It seems to be a thing among sides that are chasing. As soon as a side wants to chase over 300, every team in this tournament, batting first, has scored 360, 370, 400. Go around. All the big teams, even some of the smaller teams, have scored big runs batting first. Why does the approach have to differ so much when you're chasing?
Yeah. It's interesting because South Africa, when you look at it, we were 16 for 1 after 6 overs.
Yeah.
We scored 130 or 140 in the last 10.
Yeah.
And it's I'm backing up your point, Joe. Basically, England are just not giving themselves an opportunity to get in. And I'll be honest, I didn't see most of the England's first innings except for how Johnny got out and how Joe got out. I didn't see any of the other wickets. Actual fact, I saw Milan too. You strangled one down the leg side.
Milan got a bit unlucky. Root that was a plan, clearly. Klassen did a bounce. They've obviously looked at where Joe Root scores runs early in his innings, gets across to a stump, knocks it through the leg side. Bit more bounce there from Jansen. Caught. Yeah, that ball could fly away for 4. I'm not going to say it's a lucky dismissal from South Africa because they've clearly thought that it's clearly a plan. It's one of those where Joe Root, do you perhaps think, oh, right, I've got him there. I'm going to try and hit it a bit straighter. And if you're trying to hit a bit straight, it might get the inside half and fly there. But I could lose my marbles with that England, the whole thing from the team selection to they're all of a sudden changing plan. This is going back 20 years worth of England one day cricket, where we saw it in the 2015 World Cup where we changed our team 2 weeks before. Here we've changed our team middle of the tournament and tried to come up with a different philosophy.
Yeah.
We've picked three seamers.
I genuinely am lost for words. Like I said, when we kicked this off, I was very surprised with the election, as you say. 3 changes. Didn't think England have played particularly badly. They just had a tough run in so far. So from my perspective, very surprised to see those changes. There's something else. I don't want to take away from the fact of South Africa winning, but I do want to talk about something, and it sort of peeved me off a little bit. And it started with the England innings when there were 3 subfielders on, and then after Clarkson's heroics of getting 109, didn't come on the field at all. What is that about? I don't, we might as well have subs now, is the way I'm thinking about this.
They do in the IPL, don't they? And they do in various other forms of. I mean, it seems amazing to me that the shorter the format of cricket, the more subs you need. I can't grasp that for a second. That seems quite bizarre.
Yeah,
but no, I don't disagree with that. This idea of a runner, I'm not sure how I feel.
Well, you're not allowed to run, right?
Wait, you're not allowed to run unless you get is it a physical or a visible injury, whatever that is now. I mean, so if you get hit, if you get hit in the right shoulder by a bouncer, let's say, why that means you can't run or what, I don't know. I don't know when you are or not allowed to run anymore, if at all you are.
But jet fielders are allowed to come on. That's the thing that does me. I totally get like when Topley hurt his finger and he went off. Totally get that. But who were the other 2 that went off, and why? I mean, Willie looked like
Rashid was going off all game. He didn't start on the pitch. So England named their team.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
England named their team. The same has happened with Tender Bavuma. So Bavuma did the warm-ups, didn't think he could make it through the game, pulled him out, stomach bug.
Yeah.
Risa Hendricks went in at the last minute on the team sheet. Rashid did the same thing, thought if they named the team with him in, and then between that 15-minute period, from what I can establish, he's got worse in whatever stomach bug or something. So he didn't even start on the pitch.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, from my perspective, I watched the first quarterfinal of the rugby last night, and for the last, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but for the last 10 minutes of the game, New Zealand played with 14, even though they didn't have a yellow card. And it was because one of their players were injured, would come off from an HIA, and they just said, I'd rather not have anybody in the field. From my perspective, I think that's the way it needs to go, is if you can't put somebody on the field, I don't think you should. So, I'm not particularly happy about seeing that. It started off with England, and then I saw, everybody was going to go, I thought, oh no, you're having to dig at England here. And then Clarkson's does it. So from my perspective, it's the same. It's exactly the same principle. Yes, he's had a tough innings. He's only faced 60 balls.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an ideal game of cricket for batters, though, that is, isn't it? I go and smash it everywhere and then just sit and watch. I mean, we don't, us bowlers don't know that luxury. I mean, Paul Jansen's gone in, slogged it everywhere at the end, ran around like a lunatic because Klassen then couldn't run and he's having to do all the running for him. And then he had to come on and take the new rock. I mean, it just shows that it's even more of a batter's game than it is a bowler's game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But no, there's just a lot of it from today. You've picked 4 seamers, 3 of which are the most injury-prone seamers that they've been. I mean, the only way they could have made it any better was drop David Willey, pick Jofra Archer, and go, right, we're not going to be able to have a bowler bowl 10 overs. You pick Rashid when he's clearly not fit, although he was our best bowler. You've taken away the depth in the batting, and then you've gone even harder at the new ball batting. I just cannot see. You've clearly not got a plan with bowling wise. Yes, you've got a bit of a plan with the new ball, pitch it up and swing it with Topley and Willie. They saw that coming. Right, we're not going to play a shot. We're just going to block it. Right, 6, 7 overs in, it stops swinging. Right, it's now cannon fodder. And then each batter got to give themselves the opportunity to get in. And then you look at them at the death.
I love the comment you made on the WhatsApp group. They were either bowling half trackers or waist high full tosses.
Yeah. And it's like none of which would pace off. They just it was basically, I mean, a couple of the balls England bowled did resemble baseball pitches. It was just like, right, where on earth do you, in a game where
And
you
they were
can
hit
hit
like
it
baseball
behind
pitches too. Yeah.
you? Like, then this is, there was a stat that came up, and they changed the stat in the second innings. When England bowled, it was to do with strike rates throughout the thing. And when they hit a good length, their original good length, the strike rate was 90. However, in the last 10, the strike rates throughout the thing went 400 when they bowled it short.
Yeah.
I think it was 300 on length.
Wow.
450 when full. And then Yorkers, 110.
Yeah.
And I'm stood there going, do you need any more stats? As soon as they bowled a Yorker, it took 9 overs of the last over, Gus Atkinson runs in, first ball, and goes, do you know what?
Finally bowled. Yeah,
maybe full and straight. Bowled.
Yeah.
Another one. I mean, he went for 3 or 4 in his last over because he just bowled Yorkers.
Yeah. It was a really great. I mean, I think there was 145 of the last 10. I think I lost count. That's how many.
The last one went for 4. That's a hell of an effort.
Exactly. Yeah, look, it's one of those where, unfortunately, I think England need to take a long, hard look at themselves. I don't want to gloat too much, and we're recording before the Rugby World Cup the Rugby World Cup semi-final here.
I think you can book yourself in for that game as well, if I'm honest.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest. I didn't think we were going to win today in the cricket. I thought that England were going to come back because of all the hurting that's been happening for them. I think that South Africa have a very good chance of winning it, but you don't want to count your ducks before, your chickens before they hatch. But
it works with ducks as well, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's an egg, right? Yeah. But we do have to mention a little bit about the other game. I mean, I don't know if you watched much of it. I watched a little bit of it in the Netherlands and the Sri Lanka game. Some highlights from it. Sri Lanka bowled very well, got the Netherlands they had them 91 for 6. Fantastic 7th wicket partnership where they put on a lot and got to 216, ended up posting a half decent score of 257. And then I think Sri Lanka just sort of, bided their time, did quite well with, farming the strike and getting the ball. As you rightfully said, there was going to be somebody that was going to produce some runs, and Samara Warwick. I'm not going to try and pronounce that again, but he scored 91 of, him. He scored 91 of 107, and everyone else sort of chipped in. So, I didn't think it was that close. I know that they used 48.2 overs to get the total, but wickets in the bank. Wickets in the hut. Yeah, it was a relatively easy win for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it's the kind of display that you would expect a traditional tier 1 nation to put in against a minor nation, a very capable minor nation, granted, and we've seen that in
a very good nation. Yeah. I mean, they've just, by cricket math, by the way, the Dutch have beaten South Africa. South Africa have now beaten England. So therefore the Dutch are better
England are now bottom, aren't they? England are now bottom of the whole shooting.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually seen that. Let me go and confirm these standings. Oh my word. No, they're not. So luckily, Afghanistan have a worse net run rate.
Well, that's
by 0.02.
That's only because of Wood and Atkinson at the end. That is, they have absolutely saved a dying thing. No, by the looks of it, the Sri Lanka game was how you would expect a higher nation to play against. Yeah, that there's a chance that the minor nation might have a bit, and by the looks of it, Engelbrecht and Van Beek had a bit of a partnership that got them up to where it needed to be. Look, they put on 130 in 22 overs. So that's a steady go, and then they've got a few at the end to get up to 250 odd, not 262. But what looks like a very clinical run race by Sri Lanka.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we sign off, Robert, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think now that England have played for 1-1, lost 3, do you think there is still a chance that they can qualify for the semi-finals?
I mean, something's got to drastically change in their mentality, or a change of look. Something's got to happen somewhere, because they've got to win every single game now, and they've got India, Australia. I think their next 3 games are England, India, Sri Lanka, Australia. So
huge games, right? Yeah.
So they're huge.
Yeah. So 26th they play Sri Lanka. The 29th they play India. The 4th they play Australia. They play Netherlands on the 8th, and then they play Pakistan on the 11th.
To be fair, we got through the last World Cup by all our last 5 games being a final.
Absolutely.
So are we actually in any kind of different position? We probably need a few more results to go our way than we did in that one. But I don't know. For me, this has just been this thing today, and the way this tournament's going has been coming since the sort of lack of clarity. There seems to be a lack of clarity of thought, which has plagued English cricket, certainly in short format game other than between 2015 and 2020, you'd say that's always been that's how it's been. Even like the Ben Stokes thing, retiring then coming back. You look at, are they picking Jason Roy? Aren't they picking Jason Roy? You look at we're going to pick loads of all rounders. Circle England 1990s did, where they had like Elam, Hollyoak. I mean, anyone, Ian Austin. I mean, we almost had 10.
Yeah, I remember last night.
And so, from that point of view, I don't know. No, if you, it would be a 5% on WinViz. So
good to hear. I'm giving them a bit more hope. I'd like to see them fight back a little bit more, just from a neutral perspective. Every World Cup needs England in it, so good luck to them for the rest of their games. But yeah, we'll leave it there for the time being. So enjoy the rugby.
I will try, although I've got a feeling it could be even more chastising in this cricket game.
I hope not, mate. I hope not.
I just also I'm friends with a lot of South Africans, and I can't be honest with the. I might just
turn your phone off. Yeah. However, if it goes the other way, I might turn my phone off.
Just keep bringing up the cricket.
Yeah, exactly. We'll speak to you tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, speak to you tomorrow, mate.